So, Colin, welcome on board.
Thank you.
Your first video with us, Walk and Talk Cricket. We are not walking, but we are just sitting here. So, first of all, how's your injury thing looking?
Good as gold now. It was only a little grade 1 hamstring tear, so yeah, back. Obviously, if I was going to play cricket tomorrow, I could play take full part in it. Obviously, a little bit of bone bruising from when I got hit in the final on my kneecap there, but other than that, I'm all good.
Yeah, awesome. I've got this article yesterday at Cricket Info. I think Sam Wells mentioned that there might be a possibility of you coming back to the World Cup. What's the chance?
Yeah, well, I'm available. I told New Zealand Cricket I'm available. There's obviously talks and people think that I've just poo-pooed New Zealand Cricket in terms of not going to Pakistan for this series, but as a freelance cricketer, you also need your breaks and to mentally freshen up, physically freshen up, and just spend time with the family and friends back home. I've been away for 4 months, so the reason why I'm not going to Pakistan is because in my planning beforehand, the month of April was going to be a month off for me, and New Zealand Cricket were happy with that too.
Yeah, awesome, that's good to hear. And what was your experience like with Islamabad this year? Obviously you guys won.
Yeah, obviously it's great to win, but I think it was a little bit different in terms of the team dynamics and things with Mike Hesson coming on board. I thought he brought a lot more structure, I think, towards the way that we played our games and kept things quite level. I know in Pakistan things can get heated quite quickly and guys can be really up at one and then the next day they can be really down. So just keeping the emotions in check was really good, and I think the way that they brought in players and try to give everybody a fair crack. We didn't chop and change teams too much, and I think that boded well and made us obviously champions at the end of the tournament.
No, that's cool. So I mean, in terms of your experience, obviously you spent 4 weeks there?
Yeah, about 4 weeks.
4 weeks. So if one thing you would like to change or improve in current PSL setup, what would you wish that could have happened?
No security. The cricket side of things is great, and meeting fans is awesome. I always say going to Pakistan or India and those places as a New Zealand cricketer is always good to go to, because we just play cricket here and maybe some people will see you here and there, but cricket's a religion there, and you sort of worship there, so it's actually quite nice to just talk cricket and with the general public. But yeah, open up the security a little bit so that we can actually go and see what Pakistan has to offer.
Okay, cool. And obviously it was Ramadan towards the end of the PSL, so what was it like for you, obviously experiencing Ramadan? Was it first time you were at the place where it was being observed?
Yes, it was okay for me because I could still get my room service and things, but I take my hat off to the boys that do that all the time. It's obviously tough, but the games were pushed back to 9 o'clock starts, so the boys could break fast and have something to eat at least before the game. But yeah, we had one training during Ramadan just before the finals, and it wasn't very, very warm in Karachi, but still, I was sitting there, I was injured walking around the boundary, and even then I got a bit thirsty, went and had some water, and I couldn't even think about the guys that have bowled 3 or 4 overs or 5 overs as well, not having any water. So yeah, but I did enjoy the feast that when they broke fast, and then later on in the nights too.
And what was your favorite food item during Ramadan over there?
It's just simple. The samosas. I think it's a veggie pakora too. Just to break fast, and then whatever came. We'll be playing. Tennis, soccer, and handball and all that on the tennis courts late at night at 11 o'clock, and then you'd get something delivered from somewhere or whatever, and guys would just go out and smash it. So awesome. Yeah, it's good. Okay,
so coming back to the PSL now again, the actual game. So who was the quickest bowler you faced? It might not be on the radar, but who you felt would hit the bat hard?
Yeah, I think this year the wickets weren't conducive to really super fast bowling. I think back in a couple of years ago, even last year, the wickets flew through. They were nice and flat, which was good even contest. I think this year was probably a bit more of an even contest when you saw the scores compared. Even in Pindi, last year was 250. This year was sort of 170, 180, and that was a good score. But I thought Muhammad Ali, especially in Multan, I think he took 12 wickets there and 6 wickets everywhere else. So definitely a bowler's wicket. But he seemed to bowl at pace, seemed the ball, swung the ball, and in Multan it felt like it was 10 k's faster.
Very cool. And who did you find the hardest to score runs against?
I always find Azam Khan really hard. Not just because of his action, I faced him a fair bit, but he's got a really good bouncer. Always goes in the toes, left-handers, trying to bring it back, and he's got a really good slow ball, something that I think if I was in his team, I'd tell him to bowl a lot more.
Yep.
I don't think he bowls a slow ball enough. It's very dangerous, and I think that could take him to another level if he executes
And
that.
it's hard to get under him because
Hard to get under him. I think when you talk to right-handed opening batters that I've faced with, they like to face him because he offers a little bit of width.
Yep.
Stay legs out of the ball and use your hands. And for a left-hander, sort of like Malinga coming in the whole time and always going to get you in front.
No, very cool. And obviously Islamabad won. So Shadab Khan, obviously he was captain last year as well.
Yeah, Shadab's been captain for a few years now.
Yeah, a few years.
Yeah.
So how do you find his evolution as a captain, like coming to this year?
To be honest, I don't think he's changed a lot.
Okay.
He's always been nice and calm. Like I said, some guys in Pakistan anyway though, but when cricket's going really well, he's up here, and then when cricket's not going too well, he's down here. But with Shadab, he's level-headed, especially for such a young guy, especially when I first met him, even playing for Trinidad when he was 19 or 20, I think. Whether he bowled well or not, he's always got the saying, he always comes to me and he goes, even if I'm under pressure, and he just says, mate, go out there, remember the process, trust the process, do the plan, and inshallah it'll come off.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. And just another one with like back end, obviously, who is the best finisher? Do you think was the best finisher for all the teams? Like last 4 overs, who do you bank to score like 60 runs?
I think Iftikhar this year really was, and I think they used him quite well. In one game he probably came in too late.
Yeah, the final
number 8. Yeah, so that was probably, but Ifti, I think, playing with them too. If he goes in with too many balls, I just don't think he knows what tempo to bat at.
Okay.
And I might be wrong, but I think that's where I see him going to another level. Is that if he's got 8 overs to bat, he's going to face 24 balls only to get 40 to 50, and try and break it down like that rather than just I'm going to noodle it around until the last.
He's kind of block and bash guy, eh?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when he comes in with 3 or 4 overs to go and he just bashes, you can see what he does. His strike rate was through the roof this year.
No, very cool. And out of the whole lot in Pakistan PSL this year, who do you think, who hasn't made name at international level, but who do you think could be a future superstar out of the lot?
Well, he's obviously played for Pakistan and he's played a bit around the world, but Saeem Mayoub as well. He's going to be a rock star. I think he is unbelievable. He's shown that he can even bowl with a new ball. A little bit of magic there. But guys that haven't played for Pakistan, the 2 Shah boys, I think they're going to be good.
Okay.
Hunain and Ubaid. Ubaid only played one game, I think, at the start for us. But seeing him at training, he wasn't a net that I wanted to go into too often. He's sharp, swings the ball, athletic in the field. Ubaid's the same. I know he dropped a couple of catches for us in the back end of the tournament, but and they can both sort of like Nasim as well. Can hit a long ball too. So very dangerous down the order as well.
Cool. And PSL in Pakistan or UAE?
UAE only because of the security.
Okay. So playing wise, like on the
Playing wise,
grounds?
PSL.
In Pakistan?
In Pakistan for sure.
Okay.
In Pakistan, I enjoy the wickets there better to bat on, to play cricket in front of big. In the UAE, you don't get the big crowds.
Big crowds, yeah.
And you just want to play in front of big crowds. It gets you up. Sometimes when you're playing day in and day out or back-to-back games and you're a little bit flat, you just look up and you go, okay, well they come to watch some cricket. Let's entertain, and it gets you up a little bit.
Who was the best spinner in your who played against this PSL? Spin bowler who you think was probably better than you thought.
I think the young boy. Oh, Saeem Mayoub this year.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was a real part timer, and he might be. And the wickets were a bit conducive to him with the new ball, but I thought the way he bowled, the way he outsmarted some of the batters too, just thinking on his feet, was out. I thought he bowled really well. Obviously, Aamer got a lot of wickets, but I think his economy went a little bit higher than. But as a leg spinner, you take that wickets, So
Cool.
I think he's obviously one that's showed year in year out since he's come on the scene that he's always taking wickets and he's been consistent.
He played with you at Karachi as well, did he?
I think he might have.
Yeah.
I think he might have. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. And one last thing about Imad Wasim. I know he won the last 2 games for you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he's getting on, but he's done well this year, back end.
Yeah, and I think that's, you look at his first half of the tournament, and to be, like, even he said he didn't offer anything with bat or ball.
Yeah.
Even on the field, he was a bit flat because he was thinking about his own performances. But, big game players step up in big moments and in big games, and he's done that for all his franchises where he's played. He's done it for Pakistan in the past, and he's done it for Islamabad this year. He stepped up and was man of the match in the last 2 games, and was a huge part in us winning the title this year.
Cool. And Azam Khan, any thoughts on his? Obviously, he's played for you for the last 2 years now, 3 years.
Yeah, I've played with Azam for 3 years, and even ILT20 this year. I think he's a superstar. I honestly think, people talk about his weight, and I think he can manage that a little bit better. If I'm brutally honest with him, I think I've told him that too. But I think that he is. If I was coach of Pakistan, he would definitely be my number 5-6 batter, wicket keeper. If Rizwan was going to play, he's got a field. But I think he is so good at hitting spin, especially with it being in the Caribbean and the US. The wickets aren't going to be fast.
Yeah.
They're going to be low and slow. If it was coming to Australia or New Zealand, I would maybe think, okay, well, Azam might not, because he's a bit shy on the short ball against quality quick bowlers. But against quick bowlers on slow wickets, he's going to whack them. He's showed what he can do against spin. He's good behind the stumps. He was wicketkeeper at the tournament too. So don't be fooled by a big guy behind the stumps. He's if he gets his hands to it, he catches them most times out of not. So I think, he's an outstanding player. I think when he came to New Zealand, even had a chat with him in the ILT20. When he came to New Zealand, he just sort of was always throwing them with the last couple of overs when they needed 15 runs and over, and he didn't quite get them over the line, and they thought that he couldn't be the finisher. But in another tournament or anything, I think Azam Khan will give him a few more cracks. I think he'll be an outstanding prospect for Pakistan.
Awesome. One last question: New Zealand touring Pakistan, and your thoughts? Obviously, it's relatively maybe 5-6 guys probably going there for the first time. So, what are your thoughts of the new players? You probably haven't. Tim Robinson, you might have never met him.
No, I've never met him.
But what are your thoughts of the team New Zealand is sending?
Well, it's exciting for those boys that have been selected. I think every time you get selected for the Black Caps, whether it's your first time or whether it's your last tour, whatever it may be, it's exciting, and I think those boys will be excited to a place like Pakistan. To be honest, the wickets, I think, will bring the 2 teams together. I think if it was in spin-friendly conditions, in terms of being maybe in Karachi, more so than Lahore and Pindi, I think Pakistan win hands down. But I think we've got some destructive batters in that lineup, and we've got some pace bowlers with Sears and Milne too. So Pakistan will come with pace, and New Zealand will come with pace too. But we've got some quality spinners on both sides, with Bracewell coming back, and so I think people even in Pakistan were talking about it being a B or C team. I think it's going to be quite close. I think it's going to be probably 3-2 Pakistan, I reckon.
Yeah, awesome. Josh Clarkson, probably, or anyone else you can think of, could be a superstar out of the series?
Yeah, Josh Clarkson, I've said since he first came on the scene, his debut against Auckland down at Yarrow Stadium, he came out and got a 60-odd or 30-odd balls against us. And from then, Heinrich was coaching. I spoke to Heinrich after the game. I said, this guy's going to be something. He looks like he's got the game. It's probably taken a little while for him to sort of find his feet at first class level, but he's just got to go out there and trust himself. I think he's shown what he can do with bat on ball domestically. He's just got to take that same belief, and I hope New Zealand cricket give him that belief to go out there and just perform it the way he does. It's not always going to come off. It's like a Maxwell. Guys that come out and want to hit sixes from ball one, he might come out and get you 30 off 10 balls, but he's going to miss out a few times too. So you've got to take the good with the bad. But he's definitely one to watch out for in the future.
Anyone else you can name, new guys you think could surprise people in Pakistan?
I think Willow Rock looks he looks literally a finished product. He runs and hits the pitch hard, and bowls with some good pace. So I think he will be one to watch out for over there. And in terms, I think just keep an eye out for Tim Seifert. He's obviously, everybody knows what he can do, but with the World Cup around the corner, he's finished the PSL really strongly. He's just got 100 for ND to finish the Plunket Shield. So watch out for him.
Cool, no worries. So we'll wind up here. And any Urdu you've learned while you were in Pakistan for that many seasons?
No, not really. I've got some bad words I can't say, but I've also got, just salam, kaise ho, or, chalo milta hai. I'm out. Yeah.
Thank you so much. So नाज़रीन इसके साथ ही हम अपने एपिसोड खत्म करते हैं. Thank you so much for obviously giving all your time.
Thank you.
And that might encourage me to start with making videos again. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Assalamu alaikum.